Hello, it is Amber with Release and Restore Yoga with Whole Self Emergence. This is our afternoon class on September 27th, and I am really feeling like it is a class that we need to ground and settle in. And we do that a lot through all of our classes, but especially in the afternoon for me, I know I can a lot of times hit a wall, just feel drained, and I used to drink a cup of coffee, but that can really mess with my sleep at night and sometimes crank up that restlessness and anxiety that I'm already feeling from that kind of that drained. My nervous system is already drained. So adding that caffeine, while it can create a little boost, can also just further agitate the nervous system. So these classes are meant to really pull down and ground any of that unsettled energy, and also just to open up space so that we can feel a little bit more rejuvenated to go into a second half of our day, the evening. And even if we're doing this before bed, we're just going to feel more settled and ready to sleep. So we are going to start this practice on our back. And always bring a cup of tea. If you're at home, bring all your cozy stuff with you, as many props as you need so that you can feel really supported in your classes and in your practice. So laying down, letting everything settle once you're there, really feeling everything that's touching the ground beneath you. The back of your head, just feel it heavy. Your shoulders. As I say these words, just see if you can let go just a little more in each area. Just allow gravity to take over any part of your lower back and hips touching the floor. Just let it become heavier. If you have your legs extended, just feeling the backs of your legs heavy, releasing. Your heels. If your knees are bent like mine, your soles of your feet on the floor, just feeling that rooted connectedness with your feet to the floor. And starting to just release through the back body anything that's not serving us right now, anything that's no longer needed. Just letting it go. And maybe feeling roots from your back body growing down into the earth, rooting us here. We're supported, we're rooted, we're grounded. And as we inhale, just imagine us taking up those cool, grounded, yin-like energies from deep in the earth into our body. On the exhale, just feel that permeating, that energy from the earth permeating through every cell, every limb, down to your fingertips. Breathing in that energy. On the exhale, pushing it out. And you're going to need your folded blanket for this practice. Folded towel, a rolled up blanket. We're just going to be using it underneath our sit bones, just for a little bit of a reclined, supported bridge. So bending your knees, bringing the soles of the feet onto the ground. We're going to press into the soles of the feet, lifting your sacrum off the floor, your pelvis just enough to place that folded blanket at whatever level feels good to you. Doesn't have to be very thick. It could be thicker if that is what your back is asking for right now. And once it's underneath your sacrum, that nice solid part of your back, just begin to let go on to the support. Feeling your pelvis and your hips and your sacrum really supported and cradled by your support. You're welcome to walk your feet out further away from your body or to come all the way onto your heels. And if that doesn't feel right to you, just bringing the soles of the feet right back to the floor. I think I'm going to keep mine right there. We'll take just maybe 1 or 2 minutes and just quiet, just going inward, being with ourselves, allowing tensions to just seep out of us. And begin to walk your feet back in close to your body, ankles under your knees, and we're just going to bring our knees in towards our abdomen. Giving them a nice little squeeze here. You're still on your support. Just getting heavy through the arms, allowing your shoulders to rest down, releasing tension in the face if there's any there. Smoothing the forehead, releasing through the jaw. And slowly extend your feet up into the air. Ensure your thighs are just right over your hips. Some weightlessness to your legs. Allowing your upper body to just be heavy. And we'll wiggle the toes and circle the ankles. And bring the feet back down to the ground. Press into the soles of the feet and lift the pelvis just enough to remove the prop from underneath you, and slowly, slowly, as slow as you can, coming down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once your tailbone hits the floor again, touches the floor again, I should say, is a gentler word. Continue to let go through the lumbar, through the sacrum. Continue to soften and soften. Just be here for a moment. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together and just allow our knees to wing out to the sides. Maybe create some space between your hands and your body. Just feeling a nice opening through the front of the body. If your knees are uncomfortable at all here, or if this is too much, too intense, you can place some pillows underneath your thighs or your blocks, just for a little added support. And bringing your hands down to your thighs, guide your legs back together. Stretch your legs out. Bring your hands over our heads. Just rest them right above your head or stretch them out a little further if that feels okay to you. Going to keep your hips grounded, and we're going to walk our hands and our feet to the left. Getting a nice stretch through the side body. Once you've come to your own edge, just letting everything relax and feeling it maybe from the elbow down through the armpit and the ribs, into the waist and that right hip. Side body stretches can bring in a lot of vitality and energize the body. And try to stay here right around 2 minutes for most of our holds, sometimes just a little longer. And this is what allows us to get a little deeper into those deeper tissues, getting an emotional, physical relief and release through those tissues. And we'll walk everything back to center. Bring your hands down by your sides for a moment and just notice. I really like to compare sides after that pose. And if you really go in, you might notice that you feel just a little taller on the right-hand side of your body. Maybe some tingling, maybe some heat, maybe really feeling the outline of your body, the energy we've created all along that right side of the body. And bringing your hands up overhead again. We'll walk everything to the right this time. Stopping wherever you stop. And once you're there, really relaxing. And we'll come back to center. Bring our arms down by our sides. And just take a moment And bending at the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the ground. We're going to turn over onto our stomach. So taking your time so we don't move anything too fast. And coming down onto the backs of our hands with our chin, we're going to take our right knee and just start to bring it up next to the side of us. So coming into a 90-degree angle, and you decide you might need it much lower, closer to your body, or you could bring it up a little further. And once you're there, we're going to bring our chin down or our forehead down onto the backs of our hands. And then just release through both hips. If you need to lower your knee at all, do that. Or you could place a blanket or a cushion underneath it for extra padding. And once you're there, just really settling. Softening. And we'll slowly scooch that knee back down, scooching the foot down next to the left foot, just letting it go for a moment. Again, just notice the difference between the two sides. And bringing the sole of that right foot into the air and just maybe circling the ankle, giving the toes a wiggle. And bringing the foot back down. And we'll go to the other side, scooching that left knee up the side of our mat, coming into that 90-degree angle, and then bringing it down closer to you if you need to, adjusting it for the comfort of your body. And once you're there, settling both hips, squaring them to the mat. Really feeling that opening in the inside of our left hip, and then possibly some decent stretch and sensation in that left outer glute. And slowly just scooch that left foot back in, extending that left leg back out next to the right. And just be here. And bending at the knee, bringing the sole of that left foot up into the air. Circle the ankle. Wiggle the toes. Maybe flex and point the foot. Bring it back down to meet the right. Bringing your hands next to your chest. We're going to press back into our child's pose. So bringing your knees wide, your big toes are touching, taking any supports if you need them. Otherwise, walking your hands to the top of the mat. You can bring your forehead down. Allow your shoulders and hips to relax, to release. Feeling an extension all along your spine from the root to the crown of your head. We'll lift our forehead and thread our left hand underneath our right shoulder, coming onto that left shoulder and left cheek. Giving a little twist to the spine, a little squeeze, heat to the digestive organs. A nice compression to the shoulder. And bringing that left hand back up to the top of the mat. Bring the right hand underneath our left shoulder. And touching down with that, the right side of your forehead, cheek, your shoulder. And bringing that right hand back up to the top of the mat. Walk your hands in closer to your body. And we're just going to sit on our heels for a moment and just do a couple shoulder rolls. Just releasing that energy. So we've spent all this time in these short holds, releasing from those deeper tissues, and now just taking a little movement, circling the other way, kind of release that energy through our body, out our body, and giving your hands and your arms a little shake. Again, just really shedding from the nervous system, shedding anything that's not serving us. We can open up space for something new. Just flick the fingers a few times. We'll come onto our hands and knees and just take a few cat-cows here, letting our spine move. And these can be fairly shallow. So inhale, coming into cow. Exhale, coming into cat. Nice slow movements. Just moving the energy. Imagine your navel as like a pump, and we're pumping that energy from the root of our body up our spine. Pumping fluids and cerebral spinal fluid, just moving that up our spine. And coming back to center, we're going to make our way onto our backs. Slowly coming down, letting everything release onto the floor, taking anything you need for support in your Shavasana. You need a pillow under your head or under your knees. Might feel nice to cover up with a blanket. Once you're in a space that feels comfortable and relaxed, release all of your tension. Allowing the body to just relax, giving time and space for rest and healing. Begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Maybe circle the ankles and the wrists. Bring your hands up overhead, bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the ground. Just take a nice stretch here. Maybe bringing your knees to the left and then to the right. Just getting a nice little stretch to your hips and that lower back, that psoas area. Coming back to center, turning over onto your side. Ouch, there's something on my mat pricking me. Turning over onto your side, and we'll slowly come up to our comfortable seat. I knew what that was. Taking your time to come into that comfortable seat. And close your eyes if that feels good to you. Just journey inwards. Noticing any shifting. Notice if maybe we feel a little more grounded while also feeling a little more energized. A fresher, more balanced energy. Deep breath in through your nose and release through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose and release. Bringing your hands together, rubbing them to get a little heat, a little energy. And into heart center, thumbs press into sternum. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.